Why, hi everyone, welcome. It's another Tarot Chat with Jay. We're doing a rune card run today. I have been so interested in Paola Tartana's Runes of the Northern Light, Lo Scarabeo, and 22 cards, little, you know, international book that goes with it. Really pretty rune cards, and I've been running them with Everyday Witch, Deborah Blake. This is my ambassador deck. It's Rider-Waite based. It's a deck I know really well, and it's helping me translate and further find meaning for these cards. Here we go. First, we're going to look at Ansul. And this is message from Spirit, and it's matched here with Three of Wands. And I see especially how this person's gesture is moving down. The Ansul message is coming down. It's that message coming down from Spirit and giving you a little direction about where you might be traveling next. We flip to Hiho, and which is Earth and the star. And in this, we see that connection from above to below. As above, so below. As within, so without. The connection of the celestial to the terrestrial in a really deep and metaphysical way, because not only is this Earth, but it's also heredity and traveling through death and continuation. So I think that's a super nice combination there. We are looking at gorgeous Gebo, the Gift, and the Two of Wands, and I'm especially seeing that light and the color and the solar. Those yellows just line up and shine, and they're like, go babe, you're standing at the crossroads. Where do you want to go to? It's a really nice sort of all roads are open, meaning that we're seeing there. Very interesting. We have Perthro, which is Fate and Cauldron, and the Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords shows us that fate isn't always something that happens to you. It's something that you can control yourself as well. You might feel like you are being encompassed, but the way out is up to you when you're ready, when you've reached that point in your lesson. Oh, so pretty. Also, look again, we get the silvers, the blues, that little green. This card comes to us in silver to match with that Eight of Swords message. Here we have, this is really funny. Hagal or Hagalis is hail. Hailstorm, things being flattened through confusion. It's sort of a towery card, but it also works great with the Five of Wands. You see all that kind of like confusion and that crazy weather coming down and really laying everything bare so that you can find out what stands at the end of it. I also like all these sort of wand shapes and those real straight lines that we're seeing in that combination. Hooray, Jera! The good year, the harvest, with the Fool. And sort of, we see once again those silvers and those purples and those, the silver lets us see that horizon and the clouds and bounce off of, her joy and that, sort of like, poof, go for it. Cliff jumping energy that we see in the Fool. We have Iwaz with the Five of Cups, and Iwaz is the horse or the journey we see here. It's really cool. This looks like it's just a symmetrical card with no information except possibly a word, a number, and a rune. The numbers are to look them up in the little book that comes with it. So you can go like, oh, 9, 10, there it is, or 19, look it up. But We also see, we get a little hint in the shape of the rune itself. It's the horse's ears. Like if you're sitting on a horse and looking forward at it, you're going to see its little silhouette, its little ears sticking up. And here we see also the road before us, the journey, the open road. So we get hints in the cards themselves. I love that. So it's the Five of Cups. It's part of the journey. Here we see the water, and that often represents a journey way as well. And the journey figures into the clouds. So I'm really, in this card, the combination of the cards is really pulling out that message of journey, that message of take your time on the journey, honor grief, pour your tears and wine into the waters. It's part of the Grail quest as well. Awesome. What comes next? We look at Degas, Day, and Judgment. And, are you seeing this color combination? Is it me? I'm freaking out on it. It's like the red of her tight and the pink of her shoes and the bands and the little butterfly and all those purple notes that hit off into the horizon. It's so pretty. Okay, so Degas and Day is Judgment. I like about this, though, especially in Everyday Witch, this Judgment card isn't about what happens to you in the Christian Judgment Day of death, souls arising from their coffins to answer their comeuppance. It's every day, what do you do? Every day, what song do you sing? Every day, how do you present yourself? How do you walk in the world? Are you walking every day with joy and a song in your heart? Or are you, sludging through your day and bitching about it, I guess, is sort of a message I get from this combination. Nice. Is strength and auroch and oxen and nosy grindstone, and it's paired with Knight of Pentacles, which is your get to work, don't be late, bank the money, let's go, pony up. So I love this combination. And his groundedness, the shape of his feet, the shape of his legs are that one is straight, one is crooked, one is canted, but he's grounded. Both points are, he's on a broom, but he's basically on the ground as well. So yes, of all the knights, the Knight of Pentacles always has one solid foot on the ground. So I love this combination. I think that's a really great one. And also the way the red mimics in his tunic, that, love it. And the gold. All right. 22 cards to get through, my friends. La Gouze is water. And here we have the Knight of Swords over water. And in both messages, I see a lot of very pointed messages. Very straight message. Sword. Straight message. Broom. Straight message. A lot of get your language together. Get your emotions together. Put your money where your mouth is. Be very clear in what you have to say, because it has very pointy consequences. Ooh, this is very interesting. It does not seem like Wanzhou Joy would automatically link up with Eight of Cups, but in this depiction of the Eight of Cups, she's lined everything up beautifully. This one's still steaming. She's actually just poured this potion and done this work and set this spell. She's wrapped everything up neatly, and there she is, turned on her way, and very self-contained and self-satisfied, continuing on her path, a very direct path. We don't see broken cups. We don't see knocked over cups. We don't see the disappointment of leaving work behind you. This actually has a little bit of a 10 satisfaction level to it, especially being backed with this joy card. Oh, and it has an 8, which does link to the 8 of cards. Like I said, this 8 is mostly here to navigate the rune book, the guidebook that we have, but also, in this case, it does link these cards together. Next, we look at Isa Ice and the 7 of Swords and that frozen moment of decision. What is happening here? What is happening here? What is happening here? What is happening here? What's happening now? What's happening next? You're at a point of decision, I think. In this 7 of Swords, it's a very sort of moral crossroads. And I see a lot of that. It looks like there's a cold wind blowing. This green, this teal, it's the color of the curtains. This blue, it's the color here. This icy wind blows into this card and I think has this person looking at what they have and what they're going to do next. Oh, what an interesting way to try to break into that 7 of Swords. Algies and Spirit and 6 of Pentacles, and it sort of colors this card into charity but not for yourself, charity for better. That's sort of like, I'm taking all my coins and bringing them up and out. We see the coins here on her belt, on her on the necklace she wears, and on the point and the necklace she wears, and this fountaining out of the riches. Raidu, our journey, rides with the moon, and our witch on the broom in the scudding sky, moving over all the scene. Fabulous. This is Berkana. It is Biore, Berkana, birch, a little bit of a goddess energy, the feminine power. We'll link it here with 10 of Pentacles. And there she is in the middle. And I just see this beautiful Fibonacci swirl coming around her. Here with the family, here with the legacy, here with the generations, and the coins around her, and backed by that straight, beautiful energy. And green, green, yellow, green, green, yellow. Chartreuse. Nadus and Need with the 10 of Cups. I really like it when cards come up like this. So Nadus Need is usually could be seen as like an SOS card. Sort of like a more negative, like my ship is drowning, help, help, help. Whereas 10 of Cups is usually seen as such like a positive, happy family, big rainbow, everything that you have. So how do we read a negative card with a positive card? Well, we can drop those, we can try to drop those preconceived notions. Thank you, Tarot. And look at create a story, create a sentence when I am in need, when I am in a place of ones and zeros and a dire necessity. To whom do I turn? To whom do I look? Upon whom do I lean? My beautiful family who have been there, who have proven themselves, who are there for me. No questions asked. SOS comes out, and who answers the call? So I think that's a really excellent way we can see the combination of these cards and why they floated up to the surface for us today. We move on to Tyr, sacrifice, and the Queen of Cups, same deal. Tyr, sacrifice, is often seen as, that's sort of a scary thing, but how do we open that up with the Queen of Cups? Queen of Cups, especially in this card, is represented as full-figured mother, fertility, caring, nurturing, caretaking, being responsible, putting others first. Or not necessarily putting others first, but the thing I love about Tyr sacrifice is Tyr does not sacrifice his arm to Fenrir, the wolf, at the end of the world. Tyr enters a contract, a bargain, a promise. He caretakes and lives up to expectation and lives up to his word. Tyr and Fenrir are in it together. The Queen of Cups and all she surveys and all she takes into her island and her auspices and her sovereignty. She has made that commitment and she's entered into a contract with it, and she'll keep her word. Wow. Okay. Wow. Soul, thank you. I needed a little vacay after that one. That last one was a little heavy. And I've been gifted with Soul, the sun. And here we have our beautiful Nine of Cups, which is take a minute, sit in the sun. Oh, soak up that solar energy. Know you've done a good job. Know the gods are smiling on you. Know you're on the right track. Hooray. A moment in the sun and a little vacay. Thank you. Othal, oak, and the tower. Ah, we tear down what does not serve us to grow better. It is all part of the process. I've come to understand that oak is the strength that comes from every piece of the process, from the acorn, from the sprout, from the young tree, from the shade, from the wood, from the burning, from the lightning, that which will take the lightning strike, that which is still strong will stand, and what is left will rebloom and regrow the next season. You are not a victim of the tower. You are not a victim of the process. You are wise and in charge if you wait for the rings to gather. Give it a little time. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. We have Mon, which is man, but person kind, humankind, self. The human being in this process, on this beautiful planet. And what do we have? The lovers. And this symbol, they're basically making the rune. There's one person on one side, one person on the other side. They've crossed their energy, and it continues on into their pointy hats. I think that's really fabulous. In fact, one of the ways that I've been coming to understand the runes more is by actually physically making the shapes with my arms, with my standing body, with my pointy witch hat, trying to like move in those, not just see them in the trees or write them or carve them or copy them, but to actually move through those energies and see how that makes sense to me in this world. And here it totally does. That cross energy, that combination, that strength that comes from and not needing another person, not needing a combination, not any kind of like, you know, not needing someone else in this world, but it's also the strength of you standing here. Lovers is always love of another, love of yourself, love of humanity, love of the higher spirit above, love of the nature around us all. It just, that gratitude. We're coming to the ends. we see Kenna's fire with justice. And I see here beautiful purple and gray and purples and grays, the depth and royalty and impartiality and balance of law and justice and system with the heart of fire. The fire is what I see. Not so much the balance, not so much the discord, not so much... I'm not even seeing the sword right now. I'm just seeing that law book, that heartbeat, that fire, that the people of the book, the people of their word that stands behind it all. That makes the system and the justice work. Thehu, family. And gratitude, and our Ace of Wands, the ultimate rising and offering of everything we have from family, our art, our passion, our map, our direction, our big old pile of books, the cat at our feet, our journey, our path, the link that we have between ourselves and spirit, the match of her dress to the color of this card. Thorn, Thurizaz, Thorn, protection, giant, and the Hierophant. This is how we step into the protection of our teachings, what we know, our morality, the lessons we've learned, the people we've become, that helps us through the hard times. One more, my friends. Thank you for seeing me too. In energy and our Queen of Wands. Woo! She is a queen of energy and fire and passion and power. She's pulled it in. She's puffing it out. Her dragon's on fire. This is an absolute action card. And I love this crossing of energy. Her dress takes up this beautiful space. And her cat at her feet with all his little paws and claws. And her dragon with his wings opening up that energy at the end. My friends, this has been Rune of the Northern Light, run with Everyday Witch by Deborah Blake. Thank you so much for joining me. It's been exquisite to run these cards together and get a little bit of an inkling of an understanding closer. Please do comment, like, subscribe. Let me know if you have any decks that help you, Ambassador. And have a wonderful witching day. My friends, it's been Jay.